Hello and good morning. It is the top of the hour. This is WGTV Today. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kim Best. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for joining us.
It is a Friday morning, and we work our way toward the weekend. We're almost there, and what a great weekend it's going to be. Now, we have a slight chance of a shower this afternoon, but only a 20% chance, if at all, right?
Oh, it is.
And then the weekend is going to be just gorgeous over the weekend with highs in the 80s and lows in the 50s. Wow, what a great weekend coming up. So it'll be a great weekend to do things, right?
It will. I was hoping you would lead into that.
Well, here we go. What's going on?
Perfect weekend to do all these local activities we have going on. And I mean, we have a weekend full of fantastic events.
Oh, boy. So don't stay home. Do
That's
something.
Right. Well,
Get out.
tonight, you can go watch a movie free of charge. Do something a little bit unique. You can watch it outdoors.
Outdoors?
A massive screen at Herman Park Center.
Oh, yeah.
Movies on the lawn.
Love those things. And you know, they show blockbuster movies as well, some very famous, very popular movies.
And it's at 8 o'clock tonight from 8 to 10 at Herman Park.
Okay.
And that is sponsored, of course, by Goldsboro Parks and Recreation.
Of course.
Yeah, excited about that. If you have information that you would like to find out more details on concerning the movies on the lawn, you can call Goldsboro Parks and Recs.
I have a question.
Okay.
Is Stacia Fields in any of these movies?
I don't think she is, but I think she may be attending.
Oh, okay. Just checking. Just checking.
No, but you can call 919-739-7480. That's Goldsboro Parks and Recs.
Is Scott Stevens going to be in any of these movies?
I don't think he's going to be in the movies.
Oh,
he
okay.
may be attending.
Oh, okay. Just checking.
But these are blockbuster movies.
Oh, yeah, they're big movies. Big movies. Blockbuster movies.
That's right. Well, that's tonight.
Yeah?
Then tomorrow morning, we have the Hillbilly Hike that we've been talking about for over a week now.
Oh, boy.
The Hillbilly Hike at Waynesboro Park tomorrow morning.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
It is. We'll be filming it, so we'll come back later next week with some little clips of what actually took place.
Well, for someone that's been living in a cave for the past week or so, what are we going to see at the Hillbilly Hike at Waynesboro?
Well, the Hillbilly Hike is actually a 5K. But it's a 5K that is attached with an obstacle course. Now, they're calling it Hillbilly Hike because they are focusing on a hillbilly type theme. So they want you to dress in hillbilly attire if you so choose.
Right.
You can adorn the almighty mullet hairstyle.
Okay. Okay.
Hairstyle.
Right.
Not fish.
Not fish. Okay.
And everybody needs to go out and find them a mullet wig if they so choose. But just dress in hillbilly type material.
Do we have a mullet store here in town?
That I'm not sure of. But the Hillbilly Hike is Saturday. Starts Saturday morning. You have to pre-register online. You can do it as a team of 4, or you can do it individually.
Okay.
And there's different categories. There'll be many awards given out, but more than anything, it's just a day of fun and excitement and doing things a little bit unique. And if you go to hillbillyhike.com, or if you go to the city Facebook page, or either the website, you can see little clips actually of all the different obstacles and what you'll be doing, and I mean they are unique. They are very unique.
So if you have a plaid shirt, what we used to call overalls, or
that's right.
We used to call them galluses, or like that.
Oh yeah.
That's
dress in your best attire.
Oh yeah.
Hillbilly attire, and be a part. And you can really, seriously, if you go to the website, you can see all the ins and the outs, all the details of what the Hillbilly Hike is all about. But it will be at Waynesboro Park all day long Saturday.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's going to be great.
It really does.
It's going to be great.
Okay. Also tomorrow, you may want to take a break from the Hillbilly Hike, and if you do, you head over to Herman Park. And at Herman Park, the Kiwanis Miniature Train is running tomorrow. You know, they used to cut it off at Labor Day, but it's so popular.
It sure is.
And it's so much fun, and it only costs you, what, $1? $1 to ride the train. When was the last time you rode a train for $1? Didn't happen, did it? All aboard every Saturday and every Sunday afternoon from until the end of this month, I believe.
Right, the end of September.
Yeah, you can ride the Kiwanis Miniature Train at Herman Park. It's a tremendous amount of fun. The concession stand is there. You can just have a good time. That is a lot of fun.
Take you a picnic and have a picnic right there at the park after you ride the train.
That's a great idea.
Make it a family day.
That's a great idea.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, there's actually something coming up. It's called the State of the Military.
Okay.
That is going to be October the 9th. And it's from 11 to 12 during the lunchtime or pre-lunchtime hours. It's going to be held at Goldsboro Country Club. But the point in this State of the Military is so we can find out what's going on with our Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Right.
The 4th Fighter Wing, the commander and other Air Force officials, along with local officials, will be there to tell us a briefing about the state of the base, what's coming up, what we can expect, issues, concerns, achievements that have happened at our Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, and they do this annually.
Yeah, they do this every year, and I tell you, the list is extremely long of all the fine achievements from Seymour Johnson, by Seymour Johnson Air Force Base.
Absolutely.
We were very proud of that base, and rightly so, and thanks to, gee whiz, go back several years, Scott Berkeley was the guy that initiated the drive to get to reinstate Seymour Johnson Air Force Base, and we're so fortunate he did, because
it brings a lot to our community.
It does. It brings not a tremendous amount of income, for one thing, but it also gives us a lot of pride in the community because of Seymour Johnson.
Absolutely. Well, this particular event, State of the Military, is, like I said, October the 9th, and if you'd like additional information about it, you can call Wayne County Chamber of Commerce, which is 919-734-2241, or you can go on their website. Sounds good. Okay.
All right, and let's see what's coming up today. Today on the show, we'll hear from Arts Council of Wayne County. It's going to be with us here in just a little while. The Arts Council will be with us, plus Milton Ingram of the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair will be speaking with us, and County Planner Connie Price. Today on WGTV, with us in the studio is Donna Phillips. She is the Wayne County Librarian and Wayne County Public Library on East Ash Street, plus all the satellite branches. You guys have so many things going on. We talked about earlier, your programming, some of the programs you have there at the library. But do people realize that you also offer services? What kind of services are offered by the library?
Well, Wayne, everybody is asking now about ebooks. Do you have ebooks at the library?
You know, it's funny. Everybody's asking about ebooks. Do you have ebooks?
We do have ebooks.
You do?
Actually, last year, our library entered into a consortium with other libraries in the state, which allowed us an opportunity to bring ebooks to our library. Great. And we were happy to be able to add a little bit of extra money to that collection this year, so we have even more ebooks available. And folks primarily come into the library to ask us which e-reader device should I purchase, or what do you recommend, and okay, my grandchildren gave me this, how in the world do I use it? And we're happy to field all of those questions, and we can do that either over the phone. It's really usually more helpful if you walk in so that we can walk you through the steps, and if you bring your device in, we'll be happy to give you one-on-one assistance with that. But that has been really popular in our community, and we're happy to be able to offer that service. Also, computer classes. We recently added a computer lab to the library. You may recall that once upon a time, all of our computers were right out in the middle of the floor in the library, right in front of the reference desk. And it really began to be a problem and prohibited people from coming up to the reference desk. And so we created a little bit of a computer lab space. I think we have about 10 or 12 computers in that space. And I am getting thank you notes almost every week from the public, because many people are using our computers in the library to go back and earn degrees online, and they needed a quieter environment to do their studies in. So those library patrons tend to go in the computer lab to use for that purpose. We also at the library offer computer classes for people who need everything from the basics to any and all of the Microsoft Office suites like PowerPoint, Excel, Access. And then of course we also offer classes on how to use the internet. A service that we also provide that is hugely popular in Wayne County is genealogy assistance.
Oh, the study of genies.
Yeah. Not quite.
Huh?
Not quite.
Okay.
Actually, we have a reference, we call her reference / local history librarian, and Jennifer Cry, who has joined our library fairly recently, and Jennifer is there to offer assistance to families who want to research their family background. And that is a service that really is used quite frequently in our library. She was telling me before I came today that actually she has a group of folks who use the local history room quite often to do genealogical research, and they've even sort of taken it upon themselves to step in and help others when she's busy helping another patron, which is nice to see. something that you should know is the library provides Ancestry, the library version of Ancestry. You've probably seen that advertised on television, Ancestry.com. The advantage of the library version is that it's absolutely free to you. The library pays for that subscription. So you can access that in the library or at home. Also, we have Heritage Quest, which is another resource tool that you can use to do genealogical research. That's offered through NC Live, available in the library or remotely also.
Okay, let me stop you here. I've got a question about these services now. The Microsoft classes, they get rather expensive at times, and these other things you've listed can run into a lot of money for some people. What does all this cost the patron?
It costs the patron nothing, which is the real advantage of having that smartest card, the library card in your wallet.
Yeah, so if you have that smartest card, if you have a library card, you can take advantage of this?
Access the services for free.
Wow!
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's the best bargain in town, a library card.
Well, don't tell anybody. You know,
we want to tell everyone.
Then, okay. Let's tell everyone then.
I also want to tell you about a digitization project that that was a mouthful, wasn't it?
I'm not even going to try that one. Say it again. A what?
A digitization project.
Ooh, that's good.
That the library will be participating in through the University of North Carolina. We are going to digitize the city directories from 1940 and back, and area high school annuals that are 50 years old and older. So the community will be hearing more information about that, but that will be nice for folks to be able to access that online.
Okay.
Also, a project that we're really excited about, Kevin Johnson, the director of our local cooperative extension, actually contacted the library and has an interest in recording the history of agriculture in Wayne County, farming families in Wayne County. So he and I have met with our local history librarian, and we're working to put together possibly a grant application that would allow us to fund that project. We'll start that on a small scale, but it could turn out to be something very valuable to our community so that we don't lose that history of the farming families in Wayne County.
Okay.
Also, want to let you know that we are here to offer services for small business and career support. So if you're finding yourself out of work these days or in a transition with work, exploring other careers, our reference department maintains an employment board where they have listings of available positions open. They maintain an employee newsletter so that you can find out about opportunities, employment opportunities in our community. Also, we will be partnering with Wayne Community College's Small Business Center to offer classes so that people can come to the library and work on developing a business plan if they have an interest in establishing a small business. And then, of course, we have software that you can access for free at the library that is for resume building, and we're happy to assist people with that. Nowadays, Wayne, you have to apply for most jobs online, and many people who are unemployed, internet access is one of the first luxuries that has to go when you're trying to manage your budget. And so we're happy that at the library people can come and take advantage of that.
Wow.
And then lastly, I would just like to tell you about a program that's really near and dear to my heart called Book Buddies. And this is a program in which we use the services of volunteers to take books into the homes of shut-ins, folks who use the library when they were able to get out and drive but who no longer can do that. And so we pair a volunteer. There's a background screening process, of course, for safety, but then we pair a volunteer with most of the time senior adult. You don't have to be a senior adult. It might be someone that has a disability that doesn't allow them to drive themselves to the library. But most of the time in our community it's senior adults, and our volunteers go out and visit at least once a month, depending on how much reading the person does. It might be every couple of weeks. But they go in, similar to the Meals on Wheels program, and it's just a social contact for that senior adult so that you have a conversation and you can talk about current events and most importantly about the wonderful books that you're reading.
Wow. Services. Who would have thought you'd have had all these services available at the Wayne County Public Library? That's wonderful.
For free.
and for free. All you need is a library card, or in the month of September, a Smartest card, right?
Which is your library card.
Which is your library card. I knew that. Okay, we've been talking with Donna Phillips. Donna is the Wayne County librarian, and we appreciate very much your being with us today.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. Today we're talking with County Planner Connie Price, and the County Planner of Wayne County here.
Good to be here, Wayne.
Thank you very much, Connie. I'm really excited you're with us today. Tell me, explain, please, what a county planner does. What do you do?
Well, we deal with land use issues throughout the county, outside the towns mostly.
Right.
Zoning, subdivisions, mobile home parks, junk cars, billboards, most anything like that.
So anything to do with the ground and what's on it.
That's right.
Outside the city limits, and mainly outside the city limits. And
We have a touch on it.
You have, okay, well, all right, so that's about everything then. Everything that has anything to do with land.
One way or other, we don't have countywide zoning, so we don't go into every parcel of land and say what you can do or what you can't do. Most of the areas we have zoning is around the schools, around the airports.
Okay, all right.
But the rest of the areas, we deal with subdivisions when somebody's wanting to divide their property to build houses. We control the minimum lot size, the kind of improvements they have to make to the property. If they're putting in a mobile home park, the minimum lot size for the mobile homes and the spacing and type of improvements.
You know, you mentioned zoning, and there's good arguments and bad arguments about zoning.
Right.
How do you determine? In fact, we don't. You said we don't have zoning here in Wayne County.
Not countywide. That's right.
Not countywide.
That's right.
Some parts of the county does have zoning.
That's right.
So. How does that work? Does the community get together and they say, okay, over here in XYZ community, we want to have zoning? Does it work like that, or how does it work?
It has worked that way. When we had out in the Rain Tree community out east of Goldsboro, they were having some issues. They thought something was going to be built in their community. They wanted to try and prevent from building there. So they came to us and asked, could we establish zoning in their area? When we go into a new area, the minimum size that we can create is about a square mile, 640 acres. We can't just go out and zone 1 acre.
Okay.
Around the schools, it was initiated by the school boards years and years ago. They asked us to put in something in place around the schools that would ensure that compatible uses would go next to the school properties. They didn't want to have a junkyard or a big industry going across the street from a school.
Right. So, so does it also work in that at times the county commissioners will say, well, we want to zone this area, or does and you say a minimum of about a mile, square mile roughly?
Right, that was initiated probably in the areas around the airports. The commissioners and the planning boards have initiated those, trying to protect people from planes that might be passing over from high noise areas coming in from Seymour Johnson.
Okay. What about that's zoning, and how much of the county is zoned? Do we know that approximately?
I guess if you take out what's outside the town areas,
right,
it's probably only maybe 10% of the county.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so the rest of it's pretty open.
Yes.
Now, what does that mean you can do? Can you just about, if you own property adjacent to someone else's property, you can do whatever you want to do pretty much with that property?
Pretty much so. We have a standalone junkyard ordinance. If you want to put in a junkyard, it has to be so many feet away from a house or a fire station or a church. We have a standalone billboard ordinance for billboards along highways. You couldn't, in some places you can't put billboards up, like 117 South. The commissioners at their meeting this week just adopted or voted on an internet sweepstakes ordinance that would regulate those countywide. And so they will have a minimum distance from dwellings, from churches and parks.
So would you suggest to someone who wants to put in a junkyard that they call it something else to get along with their neighbors?
I think that would probably work best.
Be a good idea.
Right. But sometimes people will accumulate junk cars on their property and not have those for sale. But the neighbors complain. Well, they'll say that
it's a junkyard.
That Wayne Alley has all this junk in his yard, and we need to do something about it.
Okay. Well, do you have the authority to do something about it?
Well, in that case, what we had to adopt was just a junk car ordinance, not a junkyard ordinance.
I remember that.
And so we went in and said, well, if you've got unlicensed vehicles on your property, we try to get you to cover them up, put them behind a fence, put them in a barn. Don't let them be scattered out all over your yards where they'll bother your neighbors.
Right.
And if you don't do that, then we have the authority to go in there and tow them away.
Okay. And that's a rule on the books.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Is there anything else we need to know about zoning? Are there any changes coming up, or how does someone who has, say, a square mile or 2 or 3 of property, how do they get their property zoned?
If it was a neighborhood out in the county that wanted to establish zoning for some reason out at Indian Springs or out at Nahunta or something like that, they could contact us and we would work with them trying to put something in place that would make what is there now conforming to the zoning, and also look at what might be best long range for that area. We'd look at if there are water lines available. Is there going to be a new highway coming through? Mm-hmm. Is it close to a fire station or a school? Does it have prime farmland in the area? Is it in the floodplain? All those things come into play when you're trying to establish zoning.
So when someone applies for zoning, you look at the picture not only of what they're trying to do, but also how it would affect the surrounding area.
That's right.
And if it's something that perhaps even may harm other parts of the community,
right.
You would consider denying that zone.
That's great. And that's the same thing, the kind of process we go through when in the areas that are zoned. Area may be zoned residential, and a person wants to have it changed to a business zone. We look at, would that change in zone harm the adjoining property, or would it be a benefit for the community to have that change?
Okay. Well, how could someone find out more about zoning?
They can contact the Wayne County Planning Department. They can give us a call at 919-731-1650, or it's my email is connie.price@waynegov.com.
Connie.price@waynegov.com.
That's it.
Or 919-731-1650.
That's it.
Wow.
You did good.
Hey, I'm
proud of you.
Thank you. County Planner Connie Price, our guest today. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV.
Welcome back.
We're back.
WGTV Today.
That is who we are, and of course you know who you are, so here we are on WGTV Today. Did I say that?
Yes, you did.
All right, look, if you happen not to be watching or listening right now, I do need to pass something along to you. So the next time you're listening and you miss us again, check with YouTube, because we have a lot going on YouTube, the county and the city as well. Tell us about what the city's doing.
We do. Both the city and the county, we both have YouTube channels, governmental YouTube channels.
Yeah.
So you can go into YouTube, type in City of Goldsboro or County of Wayne, North Carolina, and our channels will pop up, and you can watch the show, our weekly shows, right there on YouTube channel. You can also see commissioners' meetings, of course, on the counties, and you can see city council meetings on the cities. And other videos that we do throughout the community, whether it's in the city or the county, we also put those videos on our YouTube channel as well.
We have a link on, and I'm sure you do as well,
too.
on our websites. The city has a link on their website. We have a link on the county website as well that links you to YouTube, the YouTube channel for the county and the YouTube channel for the city. And all you have to do is click on that link, and it will take you to our respective channels, and then you can click, and if you happen to miss a program, or you want to see one again, you can go back and watch again, or the commission meetings or council meetings, and several other as well. Several interviews are also highlighted there on the YouTube channel, so we'll invite you to do that.
And we're trying to make it easy access for you community members to be able to access the show and to be able to access other bits of information. The city and the county also both have Facebook pages. We're very involved in social media. We're trying to make the access available to any and everybody of all ages.
That's exactly right.
And so when you go on the city or the county's Facebook page, you'll see these same things. You'll see the links to YouTube. You'll be able to see other information about events that are coming up, the things we talk about in the morning. All this information will be on our Facebook pages as well.
That's exactly right. This is a Friday morning. Hope you're doing well today and all set for the big weekend coming up. I want to talk about the Red Cross.
Please
oh boy,
do.
Love the Red Cross. They do such great work. And you know that a lot of people have the misconception that the Red Cross is funded by the government. And that is just not true.
Right.
They rely solely on your donations and contributions, whether it's blood or money or whatever. And they do so much more than just take blood donations as well. They just do so much more. They help in disasters particularly, but they also help in so many other ways as well. Check it out yourself. You could also help as a volunteer for the Red Cross, whether it's for an hour a week, for an hour a month, or just whatever time you have available. They could certainly use your help. You can volunteer at the Red Cross by talking to the folks over at 600 North George Street in Goldsboro. That's our local Red Cross office.
Absolutely.
Chuck or Tammy or anyone there, Cindy or anybody, would love to talk to you. Go on in and talk to them. Or you can call them at 735-7201.
And they'll be coming on the show soon to talk about all the details of what the Red Cross does on a regular basis and to be able to talk about all their upcoming events.
That's exactly right. One of their upcoming events, let's see now, today is the 14th, it is a Friday. There's a blood drive today at Georgia Pacific in Dudley, and that gets underway at noon. There's a blood drive Tuesday of next week at Spring Creek High School, and there's several blood drives coming up next week at several of the high schools now until the end of the month. We'll tell you where they are a little later on.
Absolutely. Well, you know, Wayne County Chamber of Commerce always has many events going on throughout our community.
Yeah.
Well, they have a business after hours that they hold quite on a regular basis. Well, the one coming up, it says, come toss and turn and have new business contacts. I'm assuming that's because it's going to be at a local restaurant. That business after hours is going to be held on September the 20th from 5:30 to 7 at Pizza Inn on 70.
Oh, okay.
And it is a place that you can go and absolutely mingle and get to know other business leaders and community members and make contacts for yourself.
Yeah,
That's what it's all about. 5:30 to 7 on September the 20th, business after hours at Pizza Inn on 70.
Love Pizza Inn.
And it is all through the Wayne County Chamber of Commerce.
Yes, indeed. All right.
Yes.
All right. We have another interview. We want to talk to some folks here in just a moment here on WGTV today. Vicki Falconer is going to be telling us about things over at the Adoption and Education Center, the Animal Adoption and Education Center. But first of all, we're going to be talking with Sarah Merritt about the outreach program at the Arts Council of Wayne County.
Welcome to WGTV Today. I'm Kim Best with the City of Goldsboro, and I have the lady in the arts with me today, Sarah Merritt, Executive Director of the Arts Council of Wayne County. Welcome.
I like that, the lady.
You like the lady in the arts?
I told somebody that they have to call me the Queen of the Arts.
Well, hey, we can do that too. I can reintroduce her as the Queen of the Arts.
That's right, that's right.
Sarah, you're here today to talk about the Arts Council, your new location.
Yep.
And also about your community outreach. The Arts Council of Wayne County partners with so many organizations within our community, and we'd like to share some of that information about what the Arts Council offers our community.
Well, we really value the collaborations we have with community organizations because we feel very strongly that it helps us reach a wider audience, and it's just a great way for all of us to do more for our community. So we have, in recent years, launched a number of different programs. We do a program with the Seymour Johnson Air Force Base Youth Center, it's an art club program. It's really wonderful. We've actually exhibited the work of the students in the club a number of times. We just entered into the Public Art Forum. We will be completing the mural on John Street and also installing a Vala Simpson whirligig that we purchased.
Where will that be going? Do we know?
It will be in the John Street parking lot right next to Torero's.
So everybody will get to see it as they drive down.
And so we'll have our own wonderful sculpture of Mr. Simpson, who's really an Eastern North Carolina gem and very, very famous now. So we're very excited about that.
When can we expect that?
Probably mid-fall.
Mid-fall? Okay.
Yeah, it's a little logistic because the sculpture moves in every way, which way you can possibly imagine. So it's just getting that kind of organized. Yes, yes, but definitely before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
So. We also do a lot of different smaller programs. We've done programs with the YMCA, with the Boys and Girls Club, with the Senior Center. We do projects with the Wayne County Public Schools. For example, the City of Goldsboro, yes. With Parks and Rec, yes. Sunday in the Park is a really good example of a wonderful community collaboration. And we just a lot of different things, and we're very excited. We're actually just found out that the North Carolina Symphony is going to be offering free education concert for all the 4th graders in Wayne County in the Wayne County Public Schools.
Perfect.
In the spring, and so it's just a lot of different things like that, just working and really connecting and figuring out the best way to enhance the quality of life and of everybody in the community and give them really great access to the arts. So.
Well, the Arts Council provides grants for different organizations within our community as well, which within that granting procedure, you're offering more and more ways for the children of Wayne County and adults of Wayne County to participate in the arts.
Yes.
Can you tell us more about that?
It's like a web. Each year the Arts Council has to apply for, so we never know if we're going to get it for sure. We've never, in my memory, I don't think we have never not received it, because we really are considered to be a very high functioning organization. For years it's been that way. We have kind of a star in the state. But we have to apply for a state grant through the North Carolina Arts Council, and the requirement of that grant is we grant out 50% of those funds to community and arts organizations to provide arts programming.
Wow, 50%?
So we just had our cycle just end, our new cycle just began, and everybody will be finding out, all the applicants will find out in the next couple days
how exciting.
if they were awarded a grant. But organizations like Stage Struck, Center Stage Theater, Wayne Community Concerts, the Goldsboro Multicultural Arts Advocates, Artistic Dance, the
list goes
you
on
name
and
it.
on.
And we really, the panel that chooses the awardees really works hard to make sure that the grants and the projects reach everybody. And they're not just all for children. They're not just all for senior citizens, and they're just it's for a diverse group of people. And so we're really proud of that program. And the groups that are operating in this community and providing arts programming are phenomenal, and it's just such high quality. And I think that if people haven't been, most of the groups that we grant to are performing arts. Okay. But we have the Goldsboro Writers Club and the Goldsboro Area Photography Club too that we work with. But most of the groups that we work with in the grant piece are performing arts groups, and really, it's
I know quite well, but it's amazing.
People are surprised, and I always encourage people, if you're not sure, just go and see one, because you'll be hooked. Yes, you will, and it's right here.
It is. We have so many talented individuals that live in the city of Goldsboro and the county of Wayne, and I think sometimes we forget at the level of talent that we do offer in this county.
Right.
It's not just in Hollywood, it's not just in New York, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Yep.
The county of Wayne has a tremendous amount of talent.
Yes, we do.
Sometimes these talented individuals bless us and stay here.
Yes.
And we can see their talent on a regular basis. Sometimes they move on to other places, but then come back and share it with us. So we are blessed.
Yes, we
to
are.
have so much talent within our community. And thank you all for providing that tool and providing that avenue for a lot of children and adults to be a part of that and to be able to grow, and you're nurturing them through offering these grants. Exactly. So thank you for all that you do, and thank you for providing this necessary need for our county and our community. And for people to find out additional information about what the Arts Council offers,
they go to www.artsinwayne.org.
Thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you again tomorrow.
Today on WGTV, with us in the studio is Donna Phillips. She is the Wayne County Librarian and Wayne County Public Library on East Ash Street, plus all the satellite branches. You guys have so many things going on. We talked about your programming, some of the programs you have at the library. But do people realize that you also offer services? What kind of services are offered by the library?
Well, Wayne, everybody is asking now about ebooks. Do you have ebooks at the library?
It's funny. Everybody's asking about ebooks. Do you have ebooks?
We do have ebooks.
You do?
Actually, last year, our library entered into a consortium with other libraries in the state, which allowed us an opportunity to bring ebooks to our library. Great. And we were happy to be able to add a little bit of extra money to that collection this year, so we have even more ebooks available. And folks primarily come into the library to ask us which e-reader device should I purchase, or what do you recommend, and okay, my grandchildren gave me this, how in the world do I use it? And we're happy to field all of those questions, and we can do that either over the phone. It's really usually more helpful if you walk in, so that we can walk you through the steps, and if you bring your device in, we'll be happy to give you one-on-one assistance with that. But that has been really popular in our community, and we're happy to be able to offer that service. Also, computer classes. We recently added a computer lab to the library. You may recall that once upon a time, all of our computers were right out in the middle of the floor in the library, right in front of the reference desk. And it really began to be a problem and prohibited people from coming up to the reference desk. And so we created a little bit of a computer lab space. I think we have about 10 or 12 computers in that space.
Oh.
And I am getting thank you notes almost every week from the public because many people are using our computers in the library to go back and earn degrees online, and they needed a quieter environment to do their studies in. So those library patrons tend to go in the computer lab to use for that purpose.
Right.
We also at the library offer computer classes for people who need everything from the basics to any and all of the Microsoft Office suites like PowerPoint, Excel, Access. And then of course we also offer classes on how to use the internet. A service that we also provide that is hugely popular in Wayne County is genealogy assistance.
Oh, the study of genies.
Yeah. Not quite.
Huh?
Not
Oh,
quite.
okay.
Actually, we have a reference, we call her reference / local history librarian, and Jennifer Cry, who has joined our library fairly recently, and Jennifer is there to offer assistance to families who want to research their family background. And that is a service that really is used quite frequently in our library. She was telling me before I came today that actually she has a group of folks who use the local history room quite often to do genealogical research, and they've even sort of taken it upon themselves to step in and help others when she's busy helping another patron, which is nice to see. Something that you should know is the library provides Ancestry, the library version of Ancestry. You've probably seen that advertised on television, Ancestry.com. The advantage of the library version is that it's absolutely free to you. The library pays for that subscription. Really? So you can access that in the library or at home. Also, we have Heritage Quest, which is another resource tool that you can use to do genealogical research. That's offered through NC Live, available in the library or remotely also.
Okay, let me stop you here. I've got a question about these services now. The Microsoft classes, they get rather expensive at times, and these other things you've listed can run into a lot of money for some people. What does all this cost the patron?
It costs the patron nothing, which is the real advantage of having that smartest card, the library card in your wallet.
Yeah, so if you have that smartest card, if you have a library card, you can
Access
take advantage of this?
Access the services for free.
Wow!
Yeah.
That is fantastic.
It's the best bargain in town, a library card.
Don't tell anybody, you know.
We want to tell everyone.
Then, okay. Let's tell everyone then.
I also want to tell you about a digitization project that that was a mouthful, wasn't it?
I'm not even going to try that one. Say it again. A what?
A digitization project.
Ooh, that's good.
That the library will be participating in through the University of North Carolina. We are going to digitize the city directories from 1940 and back, and area high school annuals that are 50 years old and older. So the community will be hearing more information about that, but that will be nice for folks to be able to access that online.
Okay.
Also, a project that we're really excited about, Kevin Johnson, the director of local cooperative extension, actually contacted the library and has an interest in recording the history of agriculture in Wayne County, farming families in Wayne County. So he and I have met with our local history librarian, and we're working to put together possibly a grant application that would allow us to fund that project. We'll start that on a small scale, but it could turn out to be something very valuable to our community so that we don't lose that history of the farming families in Wayne County.
Okay.
Also, want to let you know that we are here to offer services for small business and career support. So if you're finding yourself out of work these days or in a transition with work, exploring other careers, our reference department maintains an employment board where they have listings of available positions open. They maintain an employee newsletter so that you can find out about opportunities, employment opportunities in our community. Also, we will be partnering with Wayne Community College's Small Business Center to offer classes so that people can come to the library and work on developing a business plan if they have an interest in establishing a small business. And then, of course, we have software that you can access for free at the library that is for resume building, and we're happy to assist people with that. Nowadays, Wayne, you have to apply for most jobs online, and many people who are unemployed, you know, internet access is one of the first luxuries that has to go when you're trying to manage your budget. And so we're happy that at the library people can come and take advantage of that.
Wow.
And then lastly, I would just like to tell you about a program that's really near and dear to my heart called Book Buddies. And this is a program in which we use the services of volunteers to take books into the homes of shut-ins, folks who used the library when they were able to get out and drive, but who no longer can do that. And so we pair a volunteer. There's a background screening process, of course, for safety, but then we pair a volunteer with most of the time senior adult. Mm-hmm. You don't have to be a senior adult. It might be someone that has a disability that doesn't allow them to drive themselves to the library. But most of the time in our community it's senior adults, and our volunteers go out and visit at least once a month, depending on how much reading the person does. It might be every couple of weeks. But they go in, similar to the Meals on Wheels program, and it's just a social contact for that senior adult so that you have a conversation and you can talk about current events and most importantly about the wonderful books that you're reading.
Wow. Services. Who would have thought you'd have had all these services available at the Wayne County Public Library? That's wonderful.
And for free.
And for free. All you need is a library card, or in the month of September, a Smartest card, right?
Which is your library card.
Which is your library card. I knew that. Okay, we've been talking with Donna Phillips. Donna is the Wayne County librarian, and we appreciate very much your being with us today.
Thank you, Wayne.
Thank you. I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV. And we're back on WGTV today. Thank you for being with us on this Friday morning, the 14th of the month it is.
Absolutely. And if you are a nonprofit or if you're a part of a nonprofit organization that would like to share your information about upcoming events or activities that you're hosting, if you'll email it to us, we will be glad to share that information, and you can email it to wgtv@waynegov.com, and we will share that information on the show on a regular basis.
That we will. Love to talk to you about it, such as the following. Gentleman by the name of Peter Fletcher is going to be at the Wayne County Public Library tomorrow afternoon, 2 o'clock. He is a classical guitarist, and it's a program that you will enjoy. A classical guitarist, Peter Fletcher. He's a renowned artist, guitarist, and receiving critical acclaim. So that's at 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon, Peter Fletcher.
And that's in the auditorium over
in
the
the
library?
auditorium at the library, yeah.
Absolutely.
All right.
Well, Wayne Community College is also having an Alzheimer's walk, and that's going to be on October the 20th. If you'd like to be a part of that, you can call Missy Harris at Wayne Community College. That number is 919-734-7011, and that's the Alzheimer's Awareness Walk at Wayne Community College.
That is exactly right. Well, have you ever wondered about the services offered by the Wayne County Public Library? Donna Phillips tells us what we'll find. First of all, however, we'll go out and talk to Milton Ingram at the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair. The fair is getting ready to crank it up again, and Milton's going to give us some insight about that. This morning we're talking with Milton Ingram. Milton is the owner of the, no, you're not.
No, not hardly.
Of the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair, and I've known Milton Ingram for many years, and he's just a fine man, and we're glad you're here with us this morning. Milton, how you doing?
Oh, doing great, doing great.
Man,
getting better every day.
You know what? Every year for the last umpteen years, after the fair ends in October, you start on the next year's fair.
In fact, I start on it while it's out there.
While it's out there, you do.
That's a good time to see, you know, how everything looks and what I need to change before the next go-round.
Now, a lot of people have the misconception that the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair is actually owned and run by the county.
That's true. I have fought that I've been out there 28 years, and I have been trying to get it across to people that it's owned by the Wayne County Livestock Development Association, which is a non-profit, private corporation.
Tell me about the Livestock Association. Who's involved with that?
Okay, its original purpose in 1949 was to promote the livestock industry in Wayne County. And over the years, as we all know, livestock farming in Wayne County has become a huge industry. In fact, 60% of agricultural income comes from livestock.
Wow.
And of course, it's changed. It's not individual farm owners so much now as it is the integrated operations where farmers feed animals on contract, like turkeys, chickens, and hogs. So it's changed a whole lot. And originally, the fair was the going to be the fundraising arm of the association, because we have a junior livestock show and sale in the spring, and we give out scholarships. In fact, since in the last 28 years, we've given out, in fact, I checked it the other day, we have given out 100 scholarships to Wayne County kids.
Really?
This past year, we gave out $16,000 in scholarships.
That is wonderful.
So the fair has, with the change in agriculture, the fair has evolved into the main function of the association and the way that we promote livestock and agriculture in the county.
And sadly, we know that this is your final fair.
Yes, I've been doing it now for 28 years, and I'm coming up on 70 years old, so it's time to turn it over to somebody a little bit younger with more energy.
Well, do you want to say who that is?
Oh, yeah. Eddie Pitzer has been our secretary-treasurer for about 20 years, and he's been involved with the fair all those years. And this year he's acting as assistant manager, and we're trying to do it in such a way that there's going to be a real smooth transition so that the folks won't know any difference. We'll still hopefully have the best fair in North Carolina.
Well, we've known Eddie for many years, and I know he's going to do a fine job, but that had to be a tough decision because you have so many great people who really know what goes on with that fair. You have great staff out there.
Oh, yeah, I've got, well, that's why the fair has been so successful over the years. I've got a lot of superly dedicated people that do a fantastic job.
And they've been with you for many years.
Oh, yeah, most of them have been there the whole time, you know, so... in fact, some of them, I've got one employee that's been working out there for 40 years.
Is that right?
I've got a vendor that's been out there for 37 years. So he comes back year after year after year.
Well, speaking of vendors, let's touch quickly on the fair itself. When the fair gets here, we're going to have a lot of food and rides. And tell me about the food court. And
right, okay. We've got, of course, we have the 6 permanent buildings out there that are operated by nonprofit organizations within the county, like Marmac Fire Department and New Hope Methodist Church and so forth. And then the carnival has a whole lot of food with him, all kinds of trailers, and then I rent about 13 additional spaces for food. And most of it, you know, is fair food, you know, the cotton candy and all those funnel cakes, all that stuff. So we'll have most anything a person wants to eat at the fair. We've got it out there for them.
And it's all good because I've tried it all.
Yeah. Oh, last year they had the deep fried Snickers. Did you try that? You should try that.
Oh, you know what? I missed that last year.
And of course, we've had the Apple Jacks out there for years.
Yeah, of course, the Apple Jacks. Yeah,
that's always that's one of the things that people ask about. They'll call and say, "Are the Apple Jacks going to be there again this year?" And a lot of them will bag them up, take them home with them. You know?
All right. Well, what about the rides? Now, we're very proud of our rides.
Right, absolutely. We're very fortunate to have the best carnival on the East Coast. Powers Great American Midways. They're a fantastic operation. They're based in Wilmington, North Carolina. They were originally from Rochester, New York, but they've moved down here. He, hands down, has the nicest, cleanest, best show running right now. And when he leaves us, he goes to the state fair and plays the state fair. So he owns about 50 rides himself. And when he gets to the state fair, he books in another carnival and a lot of independent rides. So up there, they'll have about 118 rides, but he's still the one that signs the contract up there. But he's got, it's a lot of family, inter-family stuff. His son and daughter, his wife's involved. His daughter's husband's mother and father are out there working, you know, so it's a whole lot of family people. And Corky is the owner, Corky Les Powers is the owner. He requires that all of his people are clean-shaven, short haircuts, clean uniforms, does not tolerate any kind of problem at all. They all are drug tested constantly, so it's a super clean operation, and we're really fortunate to have it.
And there's so many things to talk about at the fair. We only have time to touch on a couple of them. I want to touch on you're speaking of cleanliness. What about the cleanliness of the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair? You do an amazing job out there.
Well, all my folks are, know that I'm sort of crazy.
Really?
Yeah. And I'm a detail fanatic. I mean, I want it spotless.
Yeah.
You know. And I walk and look, and if there's anything out of place, I'm on the walkie-talkie having a conversation about it. And I take a lot of pride in the fact that we are extremely clean. And I think in fact, I know all my staff, outside staff, they feel the same way. They want it spotless. They want it nice for people to see. And this day and time, customer friendliness is what it's all about. You've got to make it nice for your people. Our bathroom people, they just take immense pride in keeping the restrooms clean, and you know, and he's worse than I am about making sure. You know, I mean, he'll fuss out the customers if they don't aren't clean. So he really wants it clean. And but you know, it's just a matter of everybody has to have the right attitude. That they have to want to do that, you know.
And it's you have wash stations set
up.
Right,
yeah. You know, we constantly keep hearing about the state fair having E. coli problems. Well, I went to something before the first outbreak, and with I was at a conference, and a man from the Center for Disease Control talked to us about it, and I came back and implemented everything he said. And then after they had the outbreak up there, the state implemented a whole lot of additional things, and we have complied with that. And I feel like we've got the safest fair in the state because we've been on top of it from day one, is what it amounts to.
All right, well, we're going to be talking to Milton Ingram again. Milton Ingram, the director and actually the owner.
No, I'm the manager.
Manager of the Wayne Regional Agricultural Fair, which is actually owned by the Wayne County Livestock Association, a wonderful organization who's been at the forefront of the fair for many, many years as owners and operators. And when we talk again, Milton, we'll cover several other topics as well.
Okay.
All right?
All right, sounds good.
I'm Wayne Alley for WGTV.
Show in the Paramount Performing Arts Series is coming up, Vincent.
That's right, on October 5th. It's Jason Bishop. He's a great illusionist.
We have a picture right here because it's a pretty outstanding picture here, and we've been showing it off everywhere. It is part of our some of our marketing materials, and we have been showing this off everywhere because it's
a very amazing picture.
It is, when you've got someone who's just levitated right above him. So part of the Jason Bishop show is he's an illusionist. And young, hip, a little different from what I understand, and
well, he's tagged as America's hottest illusionist right now. So he does, of course, his levitation. His specialty is his double levitation trick, and then he does a lot of sleight of hand and a kind of a combination of digital illusion and sleight of hand. So it's all kind of cutting edge type stuff. It's a lot of fun.
Well, that'll be an exciting way, I think, for families to be here on October the 5th. We're excited about that event. It is going to be the evening, 7:30 is the performance. And we had an illusionist in our series a couple years ago. It was a sellout show, and I anticipate this will be the same. So I hope that folks that are watching will go online or give us a call and get their tickets soon.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun for that one too. It was actually my first event working at the theater.
It was, that's right. You were just introduced, so
a good time.
I think a week before. And this is the opening of our Performing Arts series, which we have a huge lineup that we're excited about. Just a month later, or even less, maybe a little over a month actually, we have the Jeannie Robertson Show, comedy, which she also sold out when we had her here 2 years ago.
She's selling very well already.
Yes, we don't have a lot of tickets left, so while you're watching this, we're probably getting very close to being sold out. So certainly give us a call about her. We also have the North Carolina Symphony in our lineup, and our anniversary gala, Faye Lane and the Beauty Shop Stories, another comedy, and Shauna Tucker, who is a
jazz celloist.
Yes.
She's fantastic.
And, we know because, well, we've seen her on the stage, but we also listen to her music all the time here at the theater because it really is lovely. And then we have the Water Coolers, which is kind of like The Office set to music.
The Office set to music, which does a lot of, I guess, parody songs. It does parody popular songs and also Broadway tunes, and sets it in an office setting with really silly lyrics.
Should be a lot of fun. We have a lot of comedies for sure. A lot of things for families to come and do. So we wanted to make sure that you were aware of our first show in the 5th annual Performing Arts Series.
That's right.
Which reminds me, speaking of our gala, we will be celebrating 5 years in February. So we're excited about that.
Very.
And very happy to share that with our viewers. In February, we'll be celebrating our anniversary gala. So come and see us, give us a call. We are happy to show you and tell you a little bit about our performing arts series. Our first show in the series, the Jason Bishop Show, with an illusionist. Fantastic performance coming up on October the 5th, and the event is at 7:30. It's www.goldsboroparamount.com or call us at 919-583-8432. Thanks.
Five, four, three, two, one.
Welcome back.
We're back on WGTV today. Thanks for being with us.
Absolutely. Well, the show's almost over. We're almost coming to an end, but we do want to tell you one more time that the city and the county both have many opportunities for you to be able to view the show, for you to be able to find out about the events that we're offering throughout the community, whether it's in the city or the county. That's by going to the city or the county's Facebook pages, our YouTube channels, our websites. There's lots of ways that you can find out details about what we're doing in our community, and we have many events.
And if you'd like to give us an opinion, an idea, if you have an idea for the program, we'd love to hear from you, or you want to send us a photograph of your pet. We'd love to see your pet, and we're collecting those. Eventually, we'll be showing them on the TV. So you could email us any information you might have about that. Plus, if you just want to say hi, go ahead and email us at wgtv@waynegov.com. wgtv@waynegov.com.
We hope you've enjoyed hearing what we have to offer today and finding out what's happening in your city and your county. We appreciate you being with us.
Yeah, we're on every Monday through Friday from 7 o'clock until about 8 o'clock or so. And so join us again. We'll be back next week. We're going to have a whole lot of people with us next week.
We have a nice lineup.
We do have a nice lineup next week. We've got several people that we'll be talking to, including someone from the Day Reporting Center will be with us. We'll have someone from the Downtown Goldsboro Development Corporation and the Wayne County Public Library. So
Absolutely.
That's only on Monday.
And there's many more.
There's many more after that and throughout the rest of the week. So have a great weekend, everyone. Again, enjoy the day. In fact, enjoy
Beautiful
both
weather.
days. It's going to be a gorgeous weekend, it is.
Thank you for joining us.